Hi everyone, I am Prachi Agarwal. Welcome to our channel Learn Competitive Programming with CodeChef. If you are interested in competitive programming and want to learn and master data structures and algorithms, then this is a one-stop destination for you. Every week we'll post CodeChef problem explanations, conceptual videos on various programming paradigms, and also conduct live problem-solving sessions. But before we actually get started, here's a reminder to hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet already. Great! Now that you have subscribed, let's get started. Today we'll be solving the problem Maximise function, which is a cakewalk problem based on observations. It belongs to the February Long challenge. And now, without wasting any time, let us go to the problem statement. In this problem, we are given a sequence of numbers a1, a2 up to an. So let us consider any sequence. Let us take n equals to 5 and we will keep the sequence as 2, 4, 1, 3 and say 8. This is our sequence. Now what are we supposed to do with this sequence? We are supposed to find the maximum value of this expression that you can see here. It is given to us. Now what is ax, ay and az? So ax, ay and az belongs to this sequence. They are the elements of this sequence only, and they can be any of the elements such that we can find out the maximum value of this expression. And it is also given that these indices, this x, y and z, should be unique. They should not be equal to each other. That means that we cannot use any of the numbers twice if we are choosing that number to be ax, ay or az out of this sequence. So suppose that we take ax to be 2, that is a1, then we take ay to be 4, that is a2, and az to be 1, that is a3. So you can see that x, y and z, all three are different from each other. So this is a valid, this is something valid that you can choose from the sequence and use it in this expression. But if you select it, suppose instead of a2, if you had selected a1 and this ay would have been 2, then in that case, this is not correct. So I hope that you have understood that we are supposed to select unique element, that is different elements from this sequence for ax, ay and az. Now that we are clear on that part, let us understand how we will try to solve this problem. Now I am sure the first thing that will come to your mind is that why not try to solve this expression as it is given to us. So can you do that? Let us try ax minus ay plus ay minus az plus az minus ax. Now if you try to solve this expression, you will not get anything out of it because everything will be cancelled in this expression. And why it is getting cancelled? Because definitely this is not the right way to approach this problem. This is not the right way to get to a solution. Now the second thing that will come to your mind is that why not find out all the triplets, all the unique triplets that are possible out of this sequence, and then test for each one of them that which one is giving the maximum value for this expression. But the problem with that approach will be that the limit of n in the constraint section is given as 10 to the power 5. So that means in your sequence there can be 10 to the power 5 numbers, and if you try to find out all the triplets out of those 10 to the power 5 numbers, then your time complexity will be n cube, because you will have to keep 3 loops and iterate for each of the number with each other number and find out the triplets that are possible, all the triplets that are possible out of the given sequence. And then you will have to test for each of the triplets by putting them into this expression and checking whether they are giving you the maximum value or not. So definitely that approach may have worked if your n value was smaller, then you will not get time limit exceeded. But in the constraints section, it is given that n's upper range is 10 to the power 5. So definitely this will not work. You will get time limit exceeded if you try to use a brute force approach like this. So what is the correct approach to solve this problem? So the main point to note in this question is that what should be the values of ax, ay and az such that this expression should not just reduce to 0. It should not cancel everything and just reduce to 0. So how can we do that? We can put a constraint on ax, ay and az. How are we going to choose that? So let us make ax less than equals to ay less than equals to az. So we will keep ax to be the smallest, then ay will be greater than ax or equals to ax, that can be possible, and az will be greater than equals to ay or and also greater than ax. So this is the constraints that we are going to put on this expression, that how we are going to choose numbers from the given sequence. And how this will help us? This will help us in reducing this expression to a certain value, where we will be able to decide that how we can find out the maximum value of this expression. And anyways, if we choose any random value for ax, ay and az and not following this constraint, then definitely every time we will get the answer as 0, which will not work. So we will keep this as the constraint, and now let us see how this will help us. Let us take this part of the expression, ax minus ay. Now we know that ax is less than ay, so that means that it will result in a negative number, right? Because ax is less than ay and we are subtracting ay from ax. So it will result in a negative number. So minus of ax minus ay, it will give us minus ax and plus ay. Now let us take the second part of the expression, that is ay minus az. Now again we know that ay is less than or equal to az. Again this will always result in a negative number, or it will result in a 0 if ay and az are equal values. Same goes for the first part of the expression. So here also we will keep this as the negative number, ay minus az. And what are we getting out of this? Minus ay plus az. Now we will take the third part of the expression, that is az minus ax. Now here az is greater than ax, right? According to this constraint that we have taken. So here we will get a positive number, definitely a positive number or a 0, but it can never be negative because we have already defined that az is greater than ax. So we can write az minus ax. Now what is the final expression that we are getting? The final expression that we are getting is minus ax plus ay minus ay plus az, picking the values from here itself, and the last is az minus ax. This is your final expression that you will get after putting this constraint on ax, ay and az. Now try to solve this expression. Now when we try to solve this expression, then what we will get? We will cancel ay, these two elements will be cancelled, and we will get 2az minus 2ax. We add up these two and we get this expression, and it will reduce down to 2 into az minus ax. Now can you find out the maximum value of the expression? I hope that you have understood how this will give us the maximum value of the expression. This expression will only give us the maximum value when the difference between this az and ax is maximum. And in order to keep this difference maximum, we have to take the maximum and the minimum value of the sequence for az and ax. So az will be the maximum value of the sequence and ax will be the minimum value of the sequence. And when we do that, when we subtract az minus ax, in that case, and we have taken the maximum and the minimum values, so in that case we will get the maximum value here, and then it will we will just multiply it by 2, and this will always give us the correct answer, because we were able to rightfully reduce our expression to this value by putting a constraint on this problem that ax should be less than equals to ay should be less than equals to az. So I hope that you agree with my observation. If you have anything else that you would like to share, then please do it in the comment section. And now we will take at least one example in order for you to understand that this works. So now let us consider this example here where I have taken n equals to 5. That means we have 5 elements in the sequence, and this is the sequence 4, 8, 3, 6 and 1. Now how will we find out the maximum value of this expression? So we concluded, or we calculated, that it will always be 2 into az minus ax, where az is the maximum value given in this sequence and ax is the minimum value of this sequence. So let us do that. 2 into maximum value is 8 and minimum value is 1. So the maximum value of this expression will be 2 into 7 equals to 14. And that is our answer, because we are supposed to find out the maximum value for this expression. So guys, this was the problem, and if you would like to solve more of these kind of problems, you would like to understand the mathematics, you would like to be more frequent or more efficient in your observations, then you can definitely go and visit the Unacademy app, because there you will find a repository of various courses of stuff related to competitive programming that otherwise you have to search everywhere all over the internet, but you may still waste your time and not be able to find out the correct explanation for certain things. But there you will find everything from basic to advanced, and most of the stuff is free for you. So definitely you should go download the Unacademy app and register yourself there by using my coupon code, which is Prachi16. Please use this coupon code to register yourself on the app, and after that you can just go through all the free content that is available there, and if you like it, then you can also take the plus subscription. That will help you, that has more features that will help you in understanding competitive programming better. You will get help through our best educators that are there, that are a part of us, that are a part of various big companies like Google, Microsoft. So guys, don't waste your time and get going. Now that we have discussed the problem, let us quickly take a look at the input, output and constraints. The first line as usual is the input for number of test cases. Then for each test case, we will have the first line as input for n, that is the number of elements in the sequence, and then the sequence itself, which is in the form of space separated integers. I hope that is clear. Now output for each test case, we will print a single integer that denotes the maximum value of this expression. And how to find the maximum value of this expression, we have already defined that. And the constraints, so as I was talking about the constraints, that n is up to 10 to the power 5. So you will need to follow this method if you correctly want to solve this problem and not get time limit exceeded. So this is the best way possible in which you can solve this question. Now what will be the time complexity? So what we were doing, we are just finding out the maximum and the minimum out of this expression. And in many languages, you have functions in order to find out maximum and minimum, and in many other languages you will have to do it manually. And how you are going to do that? You are definitely going to run a loop and iterate to each element of the sequence and then find out the maximum and the minimum value. So how much time complexity will that take? It will take order of n. So as many number of elements are there in the sequence, that many times you will have to iterate, and you will find out the maximum and minimum. So this question will also take order of n in order to do that. And then we are just calculating one simple mathematical expression, that is 2 into a max minus a min, which is giving us our answer. So that's it. This will be the time complexity. Now I must say that we have discussed the problem. You should try the code on your own. If you are not able to solve it, then definitely come back and please have a look at the video. Okay, so now let us discuss the code. First, we have the input for the number of test cases in the first line as usual. Then after that, we are running a loop for each of the test cases. This is the loop that we are running. And for each test case, we will take input for n, that is the number of elements that will be present in the sequence. This is n. And then we are taking input for the sequence itself. It will be space separated integers in the form of like this, and so on. And we are splitting it and storing it into an array. So list in Python denotes an array. So we are and what is this map function doing? This function is basically just converting each of our numbers into an integer, because this input is in the form of a string. So we have to convert each of the numbers into an integer and then store it into the array. Then we are just directly finding out the answer, that is 2 into maximum of the sequence minus minimum of the sequence. And this we already decided that how this answer is coming always. And then after that, we are just supposed to print our answer. That's it. So this was the problem, guys. Now if you understood the problem, then please do like the video. This was a purely observation based problem. So I know that many of you might feel that how did we reach the solution? But when you are consistent with competitive programming, then you will be able to observe these things on your own. So guys, definitely do give an academy a try, and there CodeChef is conducting a lot of sessions for you. So please go for it. Once give it a try, and I am sure that you will be able to understand things better.